But anyway, you know, these girls are like, oh, we have to close this down, we have to close this down, we have to close this down. And they were saying, they're like, well, people have the right to do public art however they want. And they were like, so the problem with our city is that a lot of residents in the downtown area have houses that border the arts area, like the area that's just for public art. So, but it's off by like a couple inches. So apparently there's a lot of people whose houses literally touch the border. So one of their walls is technically belonging to the art department. So like imagine the place you live in right now, but you don't actually own any of it. You only own 3 walls. And the 4th wall, the art department can do whatever they want with it.
Wow.
So she was saying that people that homeowners were getting very pissed because people would go up to their houses and draw on it, which makes perfect sense. But then their defense was always, well, it's not technically entirely their property because those walls technically belong to the city, the art department.
That's so stupid.
So her entire argument... Is he immune? Is he immune? It's weird. I have a sword that drains like 30 hit points max each time from Constitution, but it doesn't give bonus damage elemental, so it's kind of that trade-off.
Oh, now you're using that, so.
Yeah. Well, it's level 10 and I just got it. But yeah, they were talking about that, and then she was like, well, the biggest problem that we're facing in some of these areas is crime. We want an area that's going to prevent crime, prevent this, and do that. Hey, hold on, Ruby. Okay, I'm good. She's like, we want an area that does this, that. And I'm all for producing crime, but the way she's saying it, she is basically saying that if we make that section an art section where people can come, draw, they can sculpt, they can, you know, do whatever artists do. I don't know exactly how art's done and all that stuff, but that if we gave the artists that space, it would completely reduce crime and it would get rid of the homeless problem.
What
now,
kind of argument?
Here's my logic. If you have a bunch of people down there, yeah, I guess it could reduce crime. I mean, you know, more people, you're less likely to have crime there because people don't want to get caught. So I get that part. But I was like, after about a month or 2, people aren't going to be going there as much. I trusted you. So eventually you'll have that problem in a couple months. And the second one, how is putting that art area going to reduce homelessness? Because it's not like you're stopping people from loitering there.
Yeah.
You're just basically giving them art to look at. I'm not saying it's not important, but when you're telling me art is going to reduce homeless population,
that's bullshit.
I don't see where the connection is between the two. It's not like you're giving them jobs as artists to where they can go get their own place. No, you're just saying, oh, we're going to draw on the wall, we're going to put up some sculptures, some murals, or, you know, whatever they're called. And then it's just going to magically disappear. And then she gets to that painting issue that I told her that I told you about. So she says, Jesus, I cannot speak tonight. She shows a diagram with her partner, and one of the images was a wall and a ceiling. Well, it was an entire wall and then part of the ceiling. And it was alternating blue, red, and white lines, kind of like the American flag, or colors of America. And while I liked the idea, they were like, okay, this is really expensive. We just got a $100,000 grant to be able to do this. And I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm trying to, you know, I don't know the dimensions off the top of my head just by looking at it, but I am looking and I'm like, well, my dad and I would paint walls all the time when we were in construction. And it would cost us maybe a couple $100. All the paint and all the labor. And these girls came in here and said, oh my god, we can do it for only $100,000. Do you need help?
I'm fine.
Okay, you have 7 health. But these girls come in and, you know, pleaded for the grant. Was like, oh my god, we got $100,000. We're gonna be able to do so many things. And the thing they're doing is painting that. And everyone in the classroom is like, oh my god, this is wonderful, this is wonderful, this is so blah blah blah. And everyone is so focused on the idea of it and not the execution. Like, oh, you're painting something. Well, do you want to know what they were actually painting? It's not like they were putting a whole separate building in and then they were painting it. It's not like they were repainting the courthouse or something. They were painting the underside of a bridge. So, imagine a in that area... Nice. So, in that area where we're at, there's a freeway that goes right over in the form of a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
They want to paint the underside of that and a couple columns. Oh, good job.
I don't understand that logic. Painting
Well,
this area.
Like, even in that area though, there's not much to do. There's a park, but that's like a really shitty park because it's like a parking lot and then like a field's worth of grass and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a water park or anything cool like that. Are we short another gem? Yeah. Of course she's a ghost. Thank you. Tor hamstring. Potion of Wonder. Huh? Oh, diamond. Nice job, we got all of them. But the girls are talking, they're talking about, oh my god, look at all this money, blah, 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 we have to do all that. And, okay, now we're gonna go to the giant quest right next to us.
Okay.
So,
I'm almost
they're
level 11.
Nice. I'm actually level 11. So when you level up, I can level up with you. So they're talking about it, and I like the idea of it. Oh, right. Okay. Let me be honest. I hate part of the idea. I like the idea of community engagement.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that they're going about saying, let's just paint one wall, basically, and a ceiling. And that's going to stop homelessness and crime.
No.
Oh, we need $100,000. And over here, my dad and I are just like, well, we could do it for $350, including the paint. Like not $50,000, $350.
Shit doesn't work the way that people think it is.
Well, it's shocking because they were talking about construction. They were like, oh, we have to get the construction crew to do that, construction to do that, construction to do that. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, have you two girls ever done a day of construction in your life? The answer is most likely no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I could almost bet that neither of those girls have ever done a day of manual labor in their life. Especially considering they walked in wearing dresses and heels.
Mm-hmm.
At
Where we
6 o'clock on it. The other quest right next to it, the one in the front. Or the one at the barkeep. Sorry, should have been more specific. There you go.
Yeah. Especially women, when they talk about it, I doubt it.
Well, she's saying, "Oh my god, I'm so good at my job. I'm so good at this." And then the first like 5 or 6 things, I'm like, "You're not educated. You're not experienced. What are you?" Like, you didn't get in off qualification. Oh my god, the qualifications part.
Oh yeah,
She was
she didn't get to get any degree.
oh that part too. But the one when she was saying that how they hired artists to come do this. So she's like, well, we're not artists ourselves. So the way we're gonna do is we're gonna try and get somebody who lives in the area to come do the art. Which I like that. I like that idea. You know, the person was born and raised here. It's meaningful that they would do art in the city. I like that. But they were like, well, someone had asked, like, how do you judge who gets picked? Because apparently there's like a panel of judges, and the judges decide who the artist would be, and they get paid too. They get a lot of money, but basically you have to get judged like a legitimate job interview. The problem is that all of the judges are not artists. None of them are. Every single one of them works at the department, but they're not an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting here thinking
What
to
department?
myself, I don't know the exact name, but it's some type of like department of, God, what they call it, art, vitality, and social awareness, something like that. But it was, I think it was like art vitality. I think that was the exact word she used. Which I don't even know what art vitality is. Sounds like some hippie shit. But she's sitting there like, oh, you know. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to kill those guys. But they're talking about that, and it's like, hold on. You don't have a degree. None of you have degrees. None of you have none of you have the experiences. None of you have the talents. Yet the 15 of you, because there's 15 on the panel, they said, the 15 of you are going to judge someone on their art when none of you are artists. None of you understand how it works, yet you're going to judge other people. That would be like me coming into your job and saying, you're doing it wrong because I said so, and I'm in charge. I don't know how pharmacology works. You do. So it's like, hold on, these women are not experts, but they're telling other people how to do their job. But when the engineers tell them not to do something, they get pissed and say, we can do what we want. It doesn't make sense, you know? The engineer says, don't do this, don't get in my way, this is my job, this is what I do. And they're like, no, that's stupid, we can do what we want. But then when when the roles are reversed, they're like, oh, well, we're the experts, we know what we're talking about. Come to find out that the other day, when I had that like city hall meeting thing I was telling you about for the skate park, I'll get the crates this time because I got the ice rink. You don't have to worry about it. But when I was doing that, I went home and I Googled the guy to see what his qualifications were. Because one of the first things he said during the meeting was, I'm not an expert, but I'm in charge. That's literally what he said word for word. I quoted it in my notepad. Which was disgusting to see somebody say that out loud. I'm not an expert, but I'm in charge. You're like, what?
What?
Can you, yeah. It's like, what? Why? Why are you in charge?
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I went home and Googled the guy. And the guy has 3 years of experience and no degree. But he is the senior project manager.
He's famous?
Well, I just went home and Googled my city and then my thing. Dude, it is ridiculously easy to Google someone. Hell, I Googled you like 2 weeks ago. Found a picture of you. Oh my god, you look so weird. With your glasses on. Or not your glasses, your stupid little haircut on. But anyway, I Googled him and went on his LinkedIn profile, just because I was curious to see if he actually was an expert or not. Guy has 3 years of experience and no degree at all, not even training or certifications. And then I looked at his job title, and then I googled that job title for my city. Like, you know, it was like a senior project manager or whatever in my city. Job openings, right? Just to see what the requirements were. Dude didn't have a single requirement. It was all, you need to have a master's degree in public administration and business administration with 3 years in engineering and all this stuff. And I was like, that makes sense. Yet this guy has none of them, but they hired him because he was cheap. Because the starting value was like, well, if you don't have these are the bare minimum. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, hold on. I have a degree with, 9 years of experience in the thing. Wait, why are we... You can handle this. I should be going ahead of you. When you get to the giant with the portal, okay? Move forward slightly and then kill the skeletons. Don't go too far ahead, because then you'll trigger everything and I'll come help you.
Okay.
Because I know that's a pretty big fight for you.
I just leveled up.
Nice. We can level up after this. But then when I was doing that, I was like, I am more qualified for this guy in an area that I have no care about. But they hired him. And then one of the girls today, God, what was it? She said something about the process it was taking. She's like, well, this, we can't just choose an artist, which I think is ridiculous that they're choosing an artist. If I need an artist, I want artists to judge. Simple as that. If I'm not an expert in something, I'm not going to judge people who are experts in them. So, like, I'm not going to come to your work and tell you you're doing pharmacology terribly. You're good at it. I'm not. You tell me how it works, okay? They don't do that. And they're saying, okay, well, if we did it, it's going to take about 3 weeks to get someone. So the way this works is, first they have to go online, and they have to fill out an application, then we review them, then when we have all the candidates, we sit down and we discuss it. And I'm sitting here wondering, I'm like, what is this, a fucking business you're doing? You are a goddamn non-profit section of a department, and you are doing public art. What the fuck are you interviewing people for? But she's talking about it, and finally she's saying, we do this, we do this, we do this, and she even said, and I wish I would have written this down, she said something like, we hire people based off their past experiences, not on what they can do. Hi.
Okay.
You got my thing? So that struck to me as odd. It's like, I get you want to hire someone with experience now, but now you are saying that you don't care what the job is. As long as they look good on paper, you are going to hire them. Oh, let me bring out my sledgehammer. Hold on. There we go. Much better. And it was absolute fucking bullshit. Because every single time they were talking about it, she's like, well, the city rejects us with this, the city rejects this, the city rejects this. And I'm kind of sitting there and I'm like, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it.
There's a reason why the city rejected it.
Yeah, then it's like, you're part of the city and they're still rejecting your ideas. Alright, I got the shards. Alright, I'm gonna zap. You do them. God, there was one thing that they were fucking said, and I cannot remember what it was. Oh, it was about how long it was gonna take. they were like, oh, well, if we had an artist come in, it would take about 3 months to be able to paint all these. You know, it's just very intricate work. It's very complicated. It's very high tech. It's very hard to paint all this, and it's literally like, I think 13 striped lines on the fucking wall, pillars, and the
You
ceiling.
need high tech in order to do that.
Apparently, well, they think it does. And you know what you need? You need a roller. You need a sponge, basically. You need a paintbrush. All right, I'm gonna activate the portal. I'll wait for you inside.
There's nothing tech related to that. That's just like normal construction.
Yes, that's just basic labor shit. But I'm guessing since these women have never actually done a fucking day
And
of
they
labor
think
in their
there's
life.
something very complicated.
Yeah, so they think, oh, you have to do this, 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 and it's like the most complicated you think you could have would be a paint sprayer, and that thing is super easy to use generally. This guy. But they're talking about it, and all I can do is sit there, and I'm like, there's no fucking way you understand how money works. Because I've done this, and I know it does not cost $100,000 to paint 2 walls on a ceiling base. Well, a wall, couple pillars, and a ceiling. And they're like, oh, well, we gotta get the labor. Bitch, you could literally hire 2 people to go down there with some paintbrushes, paint rollers, and a couple
Just
ladders.
hire a Mexican.
Yeah, they could get it done. Like, yeah, it was kind of big size, but they're like, oh, it's gonna take 3-4 months to get this done. Dude,
What?
my dad and I could be, like, if we were to go paint 2 walls and a ceiling right now, we could be done in a day, a full day. And these ladies are like, oh, it's just gonna take months. And then she showed another picture, and it was like, well, it's really dangerous to get to that area. And before she went on, I'm like, wait, it's dangerous to get to an area that you want the public to go to. I don't know how I feel about that. You're like, oh, hi, citizens. Come over here where there's crime. Can I cut through here? Wait, can I cut through here, or is there... No. It'll take too long. But she shows a picture, and it's the freeway intersection under the bridge and all that. And she's like, well, in order to be able to get the crane over here, to be able to do all this. And I'm like, well, why the fuck is there a crane? Like, where did you get a crane from? You're painting. You're not moving anything. Like, you need a ladder. A ladder is perfect. But she's like, oh, well, it's going to be very heavy. We have to move all this shit, move all this with a crane. And I'm like, well, you're painting a wall. Why do you... I've never heard a painter need a crane. And the thing is, it's not like it's really that high up. It's probably a good 50 feet, you know, which is high, but it has one of those, like, walkways. I don't know the name of, like, the name of it, but it's like a walkway for people to walk over, and you could literally paint that. Alright, we can level up.
Okay.
Oh shit, I ran out of hirelings. But she showed the picture, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be really hard. Well, we have to get to that area. And then one of them was across the street. She's like, well, how are, you know, she asking a question in a joking manner, just to try and, like, what's the word I can think of? More of trying to say something to grab the attention of the class and to sound funny, you know, not like it's an actual question.
Yeah.
Like, if your teacher asks a guest speaker a question, it's likely because the speaker wanted that question asked. And one of them was some of that at the fucking intersection. It's like, how are we going to be able to cross the intersection over here? There's going to be a lot of traffic. There's going to be a lot of people doing this. We have to do this. We have to do that. And I'm literally looking at the back of the photo, and I see
Where are you
a
going?
crosswalk. I'm
Oh,
leveling up.
there's a trainer over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, should have told you that. But she's like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do that? Where are we gonna be able to do this? And I'm looking at the photo, and I'm like, well, if you look closely, you can see a legitimate crosswalk. Oh my god, I have enough to level up twice. I just noticed that. God, how many goddamn ingredient farming did I do today?
A lot.
Apparently so. And I even got my strength increased. Perfect. Now I have a 40 strength when I rage. Perfect. I'm gonna go buy a hireling. But she's doing that, and, you know, I get it. But at the same time, I think it's completely bullshit that these girls are like, oh my god, it's gonna be so hard for us to get our workers this, to get that. When you can literally use the designated crosswalk. There was literally a crosswalk in the photo, and they're like, how are we gonna cross the street? We're gonna have to shut down everything. Dude, my dad and I could drive to the parking lot of the Fred Meyer that was there, grab our paint cans, cross the street, boom. We've now started the job. Like, what the fuck, dude? I ran out of guild buffs. Shit. And it was just baffling to me that these people are in charge of the art whatever in the public sector. And then they were talking about internships, and she's like, well, we don't actually have any internships available because someone asked about it, and she's like, how much is it paid? And she's like, well, we don't actually pay anybody because they're internships, but it's a 2-year contract. Now, I've never done internship, but a 2-year mandatory contract, unpaid, seems like a fucking scam. Does it not?
That's the robbery.
That seems horrible. You are getting 2 years of someone, labor free, doing, you know, whatever the job is, of course, and you're not paying them. And that's just for the experience. That's not saying they're gonna get a job in 2 years. That's saying, hey, I'm giving you work experience so that you can get a job later. Not, hey, at 2 years you're gonna have an executive position, blah 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 blah. So, you see the fucking problem I'm having with these girls, right?
Yep.
Like, it's not just one thing that I'm like, I don't know about that. It's everything. Cool, I got a better weapon. Darren Giles, are you the guy? Flagon Moron? Is that him? Oh, I bought the wrong. Okay, perfect. I'll head back to Denise.
I'm gonna stop here, by the way. Don't really have
Okay, but it's just like the entire time, every single thing they say something, it just pisses me off. Because it's shocking that every other person in the class was like, oh my god, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I'm learning. It's like, ugh. Did you not hear that they said it was going to cost $100,000
I guess
to
no
paint?
one paying attention to that part.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to show you the rune arm real quick that I was telling you about?
You have it?
I don't have it, but I'm right next to the thing, so I can at least highlight it and show you.
What do you mean your hand right next to the thing?
Like, I can purchase it with my materials.
Oh.
So, like, it's in the shop, basically, and I can stream it to you and show you.
Okay.
So there's two versions. There's a level 7 and then a level 21. See? So this is the level 7 one. I don't know if this looks good. It's got two